an electrifying vision of future mobility. And we bring its power to life. Vivid technologies, authentic lifestyles, responsible sustainability. We know what matters. We give the high-tech experience a new momentum. Our expertise and inspiration create standards ahead of their time. Dynamic designs, innovative engineering, outstanding performance, excellence to enjoy, the beauty of progress. E-mobility.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you just saw it. There is one subject that is moving people and the media here in Frankfurt today and in the days to come. It's really a predominant subject, electric mobility, e-mobility. I can tell you that the engineers in our group have in the past few months really been stepping on the gas to show here and provide here the broadest and most comprehensive range of e-mobility cars. And today, on the eve of the Frankfurt Motor Show, we can rightly claim that they have indeed succeeded, because we have 2 pure electric cars, 5 plug-in hybrids, which means that the German Automotor and Sport magazine said the Volkswagen Group is taking its, quote, a unique initiative in electric mobility. 4 representatives of electric vehicles, e-mobility, in the group are what we're going to present to you now. Okay, I would like to ask the new head of engineering at the Audi brand to come and join me. Ulrich Hackenberg, welcome. Hi, good evening. I don't know what you feel, but for me it's a little bit usual to see you getting out of an Audi. You were with me too long at Volkswagen for that. Yes, but you might remember that I used to work at Audi for a long time, so it was easy for me. I really feel at home there. I believe you, I believe you. A great brand with great products. One of these very special products, really great products, is next to us here, the e-tron. And of course, we'd first of all like to hear what this car is all about. Well, the e-tron is the first vehicle with our modular transfer system, MQB, with a plug-in drive system. It basically has an engine and a motor. It has an internal combustion engine, 1.4-liter TFSI engine, 110 kilowatts. So it pumps out quite a bit of power, and in addition to that, it has a DSG, and integrated into that, it has an electric motor that produces another 75 kilowatts. So all in all, it comes up with more than, well, it's about 180 kilowatts. Huge torque, 400 newton meters. So that means it's a car that allows you to drive purely electrically for 50 kilometers, because it has a big battery. Electric motors are very spontaneous off the line, very sporty. So pulling away from light with electric mode, you can drive very sporty. Then 50 kilometers in cities, zero emissions, pure electric mode. And after that, you can switch. You go from city to city, you use your internal combustion engine, and you can go for longer distances. And you can combine these things and go for more than 900 kilometers. Well, basically, it's 2 cars in one. Actually, a motor and an engine in one, two vehicles in one, because you have unlimited mobility, as it were. It's not a Spartanic vehicle. It's a lot of fun and a lot of performance in there. And that's an important point, because I have the feeling that a lot lot of people think when they hear plug-in hybrid, well, they don't really exactly understand it, because hybrid, we're used to that, but this is something else, isn't it, a plug-in hybrid? And here we have a special benefit for customers. Well, plug-in, that means you can basically plug in the battery and charge it in your outlet at home. So if you drive electrically during the day, you can plug it in and charge it overnight. Or if you're at work, you can plug it in and charge it up too. So for normal customers, you should remember that they drive 40, 45 kilometers per day on average, and that means that you can drive this car in pure electric mode for a long time. If you go back and forth to work all week long, you can do that all in electric mode. So that means you have a very favorable impact on CO2 emissions. In other words, you're driving with zero emissions the whole time. And then on the weekend, or if you want, during the week, if you want to drive a longer distance, you can do it in hybrid mode. That is, you use the IC engine in the car. It's fun traveling with it. It's fun to drive. And it's also fun to drive economically here. And above all, I've already heard and I understand that you don't have to worry about getting stuck someplace. You have total mobility. Yes, that's very important. What's innovative here is just that. It's innovative, it's suitable for everyday use, and it's affordable for customers. So, as you can see, the two of us are totally enthusiastic up here, but that car is really worth it. It's worth explaining that to you in such detail. Thank you, Ulrich Hattenberg, for those explanations, and I'll now head over to the next representative. And here I'd like to welcome the head of development of the Porsche brand, Wolfgang Hatz. Welcome. And whether or not you believe it, next to us, you have a car that is also an e-hybrid. Now, what's this car about, Wolfgang? Well, it's the Panamera SE hybrid. It's our first plug-in vehicle. And in Shanghai, we presented it to you. And in the meantime, the car is out on the road. In other words, since the beginning of August, we've been delivering these cars to customers. And it's a really fun car to drive. Well, a car magazine last week attempted to really hit the nail on the head there, and the headline was, it really pulls off the line with incredible power, and it's total fun to drive, but it's really economical. Yeah, we're getting lots of accolades in magazines. Last week, there were 2 big test reports in big German magazines, and they have nothing but praise for the car. And this concept allows us to overcome the contradiction, appearing contradiction, between dynamism and efficiency. It's a seeming contradiction, and we prove it here. This car drives like a Porsche, dynamic handling, dynamic driving, a real Panamera. It has the consumption of a small car. And test reports showed that. So I think with this car, we can really begin a new chapter here and show the way into the sustainable future at Porsche. You said that, a real Porsche, because a lot of people say, well, if I'm driving a Porsche, I don't want to lose too much dynamism, but I think the test drivers who have driven the Panamera here in the last couple of weeks are all really totally enthusiastic. Well, we have an electric mode of a range of 36 kilometers, so in town you can drive just under 50 kilometers with this car, zero emissions, maximum road speed 270 kilometers an hour, 0 to 100 acceleration just under 5 seconds, a real Porsche, and its consumption is that of a small car. So I think since we've been working very intensively on this subject here, we really have learned a lot. In fact, we are going to show a lot of other things in this area too, and we do have to say we've become aware of one thing. This concept, power hybrid, that's the future of Porsche, and it increases efficiency, and it also increases the fun of driving. Well, since it's part of my job, I read a lot of magazines. I have a similar quote from that same article. Maybe it was the same one or a different one. It said, well, if it's got to be a hybrid, then it's got to be this. So that's the biggest compliment we can say to an engineer, I guess. Thank you, Wolfgang Hatz. Thank you. And now I'm going to go over and see Dr. Neusser, whom you just met. He's got a lot of work to do this evening. He has a lot of good cars. He's always got a lot to do. Yes, I like doing it too. We are standing here next to the E-Up. And the E-Up is also something very special because we've changed departments here from the plug-in hybrid to a pure electric vehicle. Yes, and this is a pure electric vehicle in a major production run. Well, why are we saying a major production run? Remember this. In the first few years of the Volkswagen Beetle, Volkswagen also did a major production run for that vehicle. And why did they do that? Well, because it was a family car with enough luggage volume that was made available to broad swaths of the population, allowing them to have personal transportation. And this is the exact same approach that we have with electric mobility. Here too, we want to offer a family vehicle with sufficient luggage volume that's going to provide electric mobility to broad swaths of the population. So if I understand you correctly, reliable, major production run, not tinkerers. Yes, major production run, all of the features you're familiar with from a Volkswagen, and it's a car that is an efficiency world champion, 11.7 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers of energy usage. That will cost you and your family for 100 kilometers of driving a mere €3. And we say, therefore, that this is a €3 consumption car. And on the weekend, we had an opportunity to present this up to some international journalists. The journalists drove the cars, and the electric range that we have established at 160 kilometers was even surpassed. Some teams did 180 kilometers, and I didn't think that would have been possible because they were driving quite fast. So, obviously, that was unexpected, and we see how much progress is being made in development. And we have got to talk about another thing, too. That's the price, because at the end of the day, it's also about affordability. And this car has a price that is actually quite nice, €26,900 for a completely fitted and functional car. We think it's an attractive package. A lot of features here. Particularly, you should remember the low operating cost, €3 per 100 kilometers. That's going to be a lot of fun for people, and it'll be especially fun to drive too, because cars with an electric motor are really great. They have a lot of torque off the line, and that means the takeoff behavior of the car, well, that's really interesting and lots of fun. On the right-hand side, of course, you have the million seller that many, many people have been waiting for longingly. It's the new Golf, Mark 7 Golf, but this year is the E version of it. Yes, we did the same thing for the Golf. It's like with the E-Up. We planned for this from the word go, and it means the Golf and the E-Up are designed to have different types of drive systems put in them. In other words, you as a customer can opt from petrol, diesel, natural gas engine, or the pure electric vehicle. And the electric motors, of course, are modular too. We produce these electric motors as a 60 kilowatt version for the E-Up and as an 85 kilowatt version for the Golf. These are motors that will provide you sporty performance. And the Golf too is an efficiency world champion because it consumes just 12.7 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So it is a €3.28 car, because that's how much you need to drive 100 kilometers with your family in the e-Golf. Well, it would be hard to top that. And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, this is a fleet, and it's actually just part of our e-mobility fleet. So this is a fleet that really does not have to shy away from any comparison, and we're not talking about something for the future. The great thing is that we're talking about cars that are already out at dealerships now, or are going to be launched in just a couple weeks, or maybe at most 2 or 3 months. So this means that we are really up to date here, and I'm looking forward to see lots of these cars on the road. Mr. Neusser, this was our look at electric mobility. Thank you. And we've got a couple brands more, so we're going to continue with the new cars from our brands.